going to start this one out with some incense to whoever or whatever deity you may be rocking with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sorry, didn't do much jazzing up for the visuals, I guess you could say, but I'm playing my guitar so that way it doesn't look as awkward. So what are we going to talk about today? Probably something a lot of people don't want to talk about, but god damn it, let's do it. So, who is Yah? Who is Ea? This means different things to different people, right? I guess that's right. This is particularly what it means to me and my research that I've done, if you can call it research. This is for all the seekers. This is one of the starting videos. If you're a seeker, well, I'm a seeker too, my friend. And like fucking Daughtry said, might not get the answer till you die. But like I said, today we're talking about Ea. Do you know him as Enki Ea? Do you know him as Yah? Ea? Which Yah do you know? Do you know Ea or do you know Yahu? Yahovah? It comes from where Jerome translated it from the Latin Vulgate to the Greek, which did it from Io to Yahoo, which is with the tetrahedrogram. You know what I'm saying, the Yahweh thing, where it's mirrored, it's Kabbalistic, it's female and male, because words can be both. Who knew? But yeah, kinda, Jerome was the one who first did it. The spelling we're doing today is I-A-O, Ea, which is a very old term. There's lots of inscriptions for Yahweh, but as we've gone over in other videos, Yahweh is kind of an epithet. It's a name. It's like a lordship, like a sir or something like that for beings, immortals, if you would like, whatever you want to call them. Well, this one in particular is very famous. Very, very famous. The Egyptians knew him by Set. Greeks knew him by Typhon. Very, very powerful person. Some say sadistic, all kinds of bad stuff. Some people may even say an angry young man. I can resonate there. I've been an angry young man before. Did some stuff I wasn't exactly proud of. But that doesn't make me the son of a bitch that people might make me out to be, if there's an analogy there to be held. So anyways, back to yeah, he's also, like I said, he's equated with Set, who had the head of a donkey, And there's a reason Egypt gave him the head of a donkey. Now, Set was the god of outsiders, of storms, of kind of the unknown outside of where you're from, you know. The Canaanites come and whip up on your ass, it means Set was whipping your ass, you know, kind of like that. But powerful enough of a deity to where Egypt put him in the pantheon as an important one too. He's equated with the demiurge, which any of my Gnostic friends or anyone who's been watching might have heard about the demiurge. Forgive me if I go to my notes. I have notes this time. You know, the cool notes. I never play it. Just wanted y'all to say I can actually play. I don't just sit here with it. It feels more comfortable. But so when Zarathustra, the Aryan Zarathustra, said the good spirit gave him his laws, and among the Getae, Getae, kind of like immortals, Zalmoxis, what a name. Zalmoxis. He asserted that this was the same kind of being as a Hestia, and it's a lawgiver. It's equated with like the if you're a Jungian, if you're into all that red book goodness, it's like the lawgiver. Fucking, what's it called? Anyways, it's like the lawgiver, and we already know who Moses says it was. Moses actually says it. It's exactly that person, IAO. Now, there's lots of reasons on why it could be IAO. Some people say the I and the O, you know, bam, bam. You know, you can do the rest of it. Very Gnostic kind of way of looking at it. Very male-female type of, which is supposed to be a completion, you know. Because it says that we're kind of that Zeus splits us down the middle when you're born to the material world. But before I get off track, yeah, this is who's invoked with Yah pretty much, and a lot of this comes from Diodorus of Sicily. A lot of his translations, you have the Serpagnic, all that gets tricky when you're translating Aloha, Elohim, Ella, you know, Ella who gives a shit, right? But so you can find this kind of stuff. This is like and this is based on stuff that's seen in the Song of Deborah, any way you want to say it. The Mesha Stele, which is 11th century BCE, which is a long fucking time ago. Outside of the Levant, Egypt listed as Yahweh, like YA-H-WA, and this is in the Bedroni area in Nubia, and Amon Temple of Amenhotep III. there's ties and references to Edom, which is to the east, which is very important. They want to make sure you know it's from the east. But Edom, if you've done your homework, is the Edomites. Kind of, that's a whole nother video in itself. But, so, speaking of it from the east, here we go, Genesis 16:12. Remember how I said the demiurge is Set, and Set isn't exactly a good guy. This is Genesis 16:12. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand will be against he, and will live to the east of his brothers. Now, more about Set. Set was kind of important in Egypt. He's equated with like Enlil. A lot of the stuff you're going to find is pretty much saying this is Zeus, this is Jupiter. And when I say Egypt, I mean Kemet, because Egypt is what the Greeks called Kemet. They get this from like Ptah was like their kind of creator, your paternal father. And this was Zeus Pater. Zeus Pater. It means Sky Father, Sky Daddy. Got a Sky Daddy. Zeus Pater. What does that sound? Zeus Pater. Say it again. Say it kind of Roman. Jupiter. My Italian really came out right. Jupiter. Yeah. Anyway, so this is where they get Egyptos. That's where Egypt gets the name Egypt. Egyptos from Jupiter. So, don't think that I don't know the whole. The Greeks learned everybody learned their shit from Egypt, pretty much. Herodotus, Plato, all of them studied 15, 20 years in Kemet. We'll call it Egypt just so everybody knows. If I say Kemet, people will forget, alchemy, fucking tons of, but anyways, bear with me. So, Set is the god of outsiders, and some people get, if you're in the Enki Enlil story, it's he was equated with Enlil because it wasn't very cool with Egypt sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And professional here at Seekers of Sophia. So you have this, all of these. There's a lot of donkey symbolism in the Bible, and this is because he wasn't trying to hide it. I mean, it was like his calling card. He was like, "Yep, that's me. You saw Set? That's me." And think about it. At first, Yah wants to get all the people out of Egypt, out of slavery, and out of this oppression, and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then it kind of takes a turn. Kind of seems like the person who was Yahweh at the time, Dionysus, whoever, might not be around no more. He either wasn't around or what. But this is the time when people say that Marduk came and played Yahweh, or somebody came and acted like Yahweh. This is the part where he becomes very bipolar, because it was set. So what, he got them out of Egypt to bring them to the desert to wander for 40 years in some tents, and then send snakes to bite them when they were thirsty. So you could see how automatically kind of seeming like Set, right? And in Egypt, I know it's a lot of symbolism. Set and Horus were supposed to be like the living embodiment of like higher vibrational actions and lower vibrational actions. So even a steel where they're both holding like a thing, like they're both a part of it. And this is like your lower self. This could also stand for a lower in knowledge, or not as much knowledge, but gnosis, if you know what I mean. If you didn't know all this stuff and know to ask why, you would just take it hook, line, and sinker, and she always just dead. You know what I'm saying? But this not how it is. It's a lower vibration. And hey, if that works for you, if you are happy going to church, paying your tithe, as weird as that sounds, more power to you. Hey, believe what makes you happy. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, what to do, what to think. I'm just here with the facts, some cool shit to talk about. You dig? So, people in the comments, everybody be nice. Be factful, but be respectful. There's a difference in defending your religion and bashing someone else's, if that makes sense. So, anyway, so all of these, there's a ton of references to the donkey. Judges 10:4 and 12:14. 2 Sammy's 17:23, 11:26, Isaiah 1:3, Genesis 16. Like it goes on and fucking on, just nonstop. And all of those aren't even the Balaam story. He particularly comes through a donkey and talks. Now it says the serpent was somebody else talking through it, right? But this, now if you say it was an angel or whatever, pretty much they say it was Yahweh or that Yahweh. Balaam's beating the shit out of this donkey, right? Because it won't move. Just bow, bow. Nah, so much for monetize. Who cares? Go to Patreon. It'll be up soon. If you like these videos, if not, who gives a fuck? I'm making them for free, right? So he's just beating the shit out of this donkey. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty fucking stupid himself because he's beating a fucking donkey, right? So he keeps hitting this donkey, and this donkey turns around, and I'm paraphrasing, but it turns around like, yo, bitch, am I not the one that you're fucking riding your bitch ass on every day? Helping plow your bitch ass gardens every day? What's the fuck you hit me for? Go eat a dick. Huh? How about you go eat a dick that I help till in your fucking garden? I'll quit paraphrasing the donkey now. But you get the point. You get the point. So you can see why. Well, the reason Egypt put the fucking donkey head on Set was to make it look like an idiot. Like it was. There's a couple reasons, but one is because it's like it's a donkey. It's stubborn. The foolish one, it's very stubborn, very loyal, and all that kind of stuff. Cool stuff about the dog, but very, very stubborn. So it was kind of like it was stupid. That's kind of the is. Plus, it's even in the name. And I'm only going to do this once because I'm going to feel dumb doing it anyways. But even the name, it's I apostrophe for the, how you say it, A-O. It's a fucking donkey. But this is set. And that sounds like, oh, Goofy, it's a donkey. Yeah, no, Set was fucked up. Set was messed up. And how else do you get him being equated with Set and this being Yahweh? Okay, who knows the Egyptian story about Osiris? Kind of had a little bit of revelation when I was talking about this, but because I was talking about, seems like somebody went missing, but so they had this party, and Osiris he's like the shit. He's swagging, got his chains, fucking just swagging out in Egypt. Set don't like that. Set's lower vibrational, stronger, much stronger, very strong as a matter of fact. Demiurge. But so they're at this little party, and he's like, hey, it's weird, but it's an old story. I mean, they used to unwrap mummies in the 1800s, so it's not that weird. But the story goes, he's like, hey, everybody, I've got this casket, this sarcophagus. Let's see who all can fit in it, Everyone's like, oh, yeah, me. So everybody's getting in it. Oh, doesn't fit you, hop out, Next one gets in, oh, it's not you, oh, hop out. Well, then Osiris is like, yo, it's gonna fit me, I already fucking know, I'll fucking kill everything. And he did, Osiris was the man. But, so he hops in there, and as soon as he hops in there, cuz stabbed his ass through the top on that bitch. And then cuts him into pieces. And some parts of the story, it says he slides him into the Nile in that sarcophagus. Some say that he hides all these pieces. Eventually, I don't know how it goes from the Nile to him hiding all the pieces everywhere that he cut up. Okay, and now you get to where is the story yet? Now it's apocrypha, of course. Everything that's very informational in the Bible is apocrypha, stuff they took out. There's this should be your first thinking that something's up. All the informational stuff is taken out. This doesn't seem off to you. But anyways, there's an apocrypha. Y'all can look it up. I'll put it in the comments, whatever. Where Nimrod, who is Osiris, there's no doubt Nimrod is Osiris. There's a lot of names for Osiris, but Nimrod was one of them. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure his inscription in Egypt is Nimr, Nimrod. Well, guess what happens to Nimrod in this? For idolatry, he is cut up, and spread out and buried. Now, I'm no fucking Jung my fucking self, but that does seem to have some similarities to me, doesn't it, to you? Oddly weird how it's the same people talking from the same sides. It's like you can hide the truth, you can paint it different colors, but it's still gonna be the same painting at the end, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna see through it. And this is another reason Set is equated with Sabaoth. That's who we'll call him. Because, like I said, there were different Yahwehs. This is one of the Yahwehs that was not a good dude. An Archon, a fucking, which they tried to say he was Jupiter to try and, like, make it better because he was, like, made the world and stuff, and he was so powerful and shit. He's equated with him, but if you know right, and for all my initiates out there, you can't say much. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's equated with like a trinity, and it's Zeus, Hades, Dionysus, and Helios. And it was Hades for the winter, Zeus when the spring marched, which means when it began, that's where you get March from, which that's equated with like, well, the months are all messed up. We'll get into that another time, but yeah, and then Zeus in the springtime when it came, and then guess who for the summer? Helios, the sun. And then when they were all together, like all the seasons together, like fall, like autumn, this is where it says Ea was. And it says it's kind of a trinity, and this is way before talk of a trinity. And this was like sky, which was Zeus, earth, which was Hades, because you go into earth, the underworld was thought to be inside earth. And then Dionysus is you, in case you didn't know or you haven't been doing your Greek theology. How dare you? But yeah, Dionysus is you, so it's like that Trinity all together is him. But Apollo of Claros, which was a famous oracle, up with the oracles of Delphi and stuff. Just look up Apollo of Claros, Claros, Apollo Claros. He said, "Those who learn the mysteries should hide the unsearchable secret. But if the understanding is small and the mind weak, then ponder this, that Ea is supreme God of all gods. In winter Hades, spring March Zeus, sun and summer, and autumn the splendid. And this is what he's saying basically. You notice he says, those who learned the mysteries should hide the unsearchable secrets. And that's the God that everybody thinks is perfect, that made all this and everything, is the demiurge. And there's what's there to say about that? The demiurge and the archons, and but see, a lot of the archons were a lot of the Yahwehs. Yeah, I want to go every time I say his name, but he was how can I say well, a bastard, but he was he was an important bastard. He was the craftsman, the artisan who plucked out the seven sisters with the shuck, you know. Um, but very empty too. Very powerful, but very empty, very brash. It's where the line of Leo has a lot of his backstory in, is Enlil, who's equated with it and stuff. And because when he looked in the waters of creation, he saw nothing. He just saw his own reflection. Leos know about that. But yeah, he looked and he saw, and it was only him. So he assumed that he must be God. It's a pretty intellectual assumption. Um, where he messed up is when he came to find evidence that he wasn't, and he still stayed ignorant to that he was the only one. That's where the problem came in. But see, like I said, I already said too much. You do the research. This is on the Seekers of Sophia. So, we'll see how much you know about just that. But, to cut it down a little bit, that's why he's saying those who learned the mysteries hide this unsearchable secret. That's why a lot of people never heard of it and stuff. And it says the weak-minded. What else did he say? But if the understanding is small and the mind weak, then ponder this: that is the supreme God of all gods. Now you go down and you ask somebody at a Baptist church, who runs everything? Well, that's an easy answer. You know, and to come across knowledge and be so convinced of it, you almost don't want to shatter the image of it for them, you know. So a lot of hermetics, yeah, don't tell them. But if I didn't tell you, I wouldn't really care about you, you know. But there's also other stories of him kind of coming to terms with all this and kind of becoming a cool dude. That's a fuck ton of a video right there, but to not give too much away for another video. But like I said, if you know what the name of this that we're posting on is, the Seekers of Sophia, he was going around saying, nope, I made everything. I did all this and everything. Well, the person who made him came down, and that's what his name was, Yaldabaoth, because those were the first words he heard. Some say he heard it in his head, like telekinetic or telepathically, Telekinetically is like where you sling a motherfucker into the wall with your mind or something. But some say it was like with telepathy or something. I don't know, but he heard it, and it said, "Come here, young man." Now, who talks to you like that if you're up acting bad and stuff, and you hear somebody say, "Come here, young man"? Maybe a parental, you know, give you little breadcrumbs. Maybe you'll make it there. Maybe you won't. Either way, I don't want to shatter anybody's glass houses. But who am I to say, huh? I'm just Steve-O, your musician, philosopher. But here we have more, there's more ties to Thelema, which I don't know how righteous something can be with Thelema. And hey, I'm all for do what thou wilt, that whole shadow work and all that. Fucking go Crowley, go crazy, go Crowley crazy. Don't give a shit. He did go crazy, didn't he? You can only do so much sex magic orgies before you lose your goddamn mind and make Scientology. I like how you were just there and he was like, I'm gonna make this into a religion. You know what? This sounds good. Somebody like soul recycling, and this is kind of like a simulation, and all these Gnostic ideas. I'm not even gonna say the name of the church because then I'm gonna get sued and a bunch of people. But you know who you are. Jack Parsons is really the one who started it. Wasn't Hubbard. Now I'm giving it away. And guess what Parsons was doing? Templar science. The Knights Templar. Why do you think they got burned? They were supposed to be doing good, right? They was doing good. Oh, but they knew too much, you know what I'm saying? Soon as they found that statue, found that statue, saw some titties on it and stuff, they was like, oh, motherfuckers. Can't have a Baphomet statue and say you're a Christian. That's what they thought, Now, this same person, this is the one that, now a lot of y'all have heard that, before we do that, let's go over some of the horrible things that he did, and that, like, he told Isaac to kill his son. And then everybody's always like, oh, but he told him to stop. He told this man to murder his son to see if he was faithful. And then told him, like, no, I'm just going to see if he was faithful. Talk about gaslighting and shit. Also, this is the one who, to soften the heart of Pharaoh, killed the firstborn. It just doesn't ring bells when you say righteous deity with some of this stuff. Or like when Saul, I can go on for it, like when Saul won the battle, wins this battle, right? Wins, everything's won. And they're like, yeah, we got some cows, some motherfucking women, all this stuff we need. But what did Yahweh say? He says, kill all the women and children and even the beast. All of them, everything. The fuck? The fuck you got against the beast, cuz? It seems like you just got it out for the material world is what you got it out for. And this is also for someone to be humble and all, or not humble, definitely not humble, but for someone to be to be the leader, pretty much, to be the example, and to do things like this, pretty much drove Saul to kill himself. Searching for answers. You know what Yaldabaoth's other name is? Samael. And guess who was over Saul? Samuel. Samuel was known for, if you fucked up, and they went to Samuel's tent and was like, yo, boy, you was getting the rod and the staff. I'm talking about, and this is, I don't know if that's why they equated it with him, but, it messed with Saul so much that he went, when Samuel died, he went looking for, look this up, this is in the Bible too, it's, let's see, if it's Saul and stuff, it's around Kings, it's a little before that, it's right after Samuel. Anyways, Saul is, looking for Samuel's guidance because it says he's lost faith. He thinks he's lost faith with God. He's probably schizophrenic, all kinds of stuff. Who knows? But he thinks he's lost favor with God, and he goes looking for it. So he gets a necromancer named the Witch of Endor. And this is in there. This made the final copy. This isn't apocrypha and stuff. Well, he was scared she would realize who he was. So instead he put on furs and shit, like he was a hairy motherfucker. She must have been a little blind. She must have been a little old. That's what I'd take it as. Because, I'd be like, motherfucker, you just saw with a mink coat on. You came here with a parka and you think I'm not going to know who the fuck you are? Guys look like Gucci Man. To see the witch. Anyways. So, he sees the Witch of Endor. He tells her who he's trying to get in touch with and everything. And I'm not sure if he has the body of Samuel. I guess he would, because, I should ring bells for the bitch anyways, but she don't know who it is and stuff, so I think he just asked her to bring him from the dead, and he was like, hey, here's a shit ton of money. Boom, she does it like that. Like it was mowing the motherfucking grass. And you don't hear nothing about that shit. She raised Samuel, the prophet, from the dead. And it don't say like, oh, she tried to and he learned a lesson. No, it said she did. And it didn't say like God intervened. Like it said she raised him from the dead. But the funny part is, when she raised him from the dead, he's like, hey, it's me, Saul. Hey, I've fallen out of favor with God. What should I do? And the Witch of Endor, she's in the back. She's like, you tricked me. Bitch, he had on fur and you was tricked. But anyways, but you know what Samuel says? He pretty much wakes up like, bro, why the fuck did you wake me up from my sleep? Bruh, if you ain't in favor with him, what the fuck makes you think I'm gonna be in favor with you? Huh? What the fuck are you asking me for anyways? Raise me again, see what happens. Shit, knowing Samuel, he probably hit him with that Macho Man elbow. Because he didn't play, but and this is in there. This is also who he's equated with. Look it up. It's but a lot of the Sabaoth stuff is equated with this particular Ea. This is not the Ea that you know from the Akkadian, the Ashura Ea. It's like a bastardation of it. It's like an evil version of it. I remember they used to like imitate, like to insult it, almost to like smear its name so you won't remember the good one. Um, because there's lots you could say about Ashura, you know, but or Enki, you know, whatever. Which all the stories back in the day was like Enki saves the day. Oh, it's Enki again. But Enki was probably the fucking realest of them all. Like flesh or like actually realest of them all. You'd be surprised. Hey, if you told me in fucking ninth grade that fucking Poseidon or fucking Neptune, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm gonna get monetized. Who gives a shit about monetized? Fuck you about that. And I know I'm gonna get haters or zealots or, you know, even people who claim to be Christians who are gonna come on this video and talk about how wrong I am or, well, I'm spitting facts. I'm telling verses, stuff that's in there. Or what about Elijah and the prophets of Baal? One of my favorite stories in there. If you haven't heard it, you should check it out. Footnote story of it. They make an altar. They're both, which Baal just meant Lord, which was like, so it could have been Zeus at the time, because I mean, the bull. It was always the bull. Why do you think there was fucking praising a golden bull for it? Yeah, it was Zeus. You remember when Zeus turned into a bull to fuck a chick and shit? Minotaur shit? Weird shit. But anyways, so anyways, they're having this magic off like Harry Potter or something. Someone's gonna win a cup that makes them young or something. And no, I'm just kidding. But they're seeing which god is like more supreme, and it says that they're hollering and cutting themselves and stuff. It's basically saying they were pagan, you know, that they were yelling, screaming, all. It paints them to look fucking stupid, is what it does. Do you really see pagans out there going like, it's like 3 in the morning, so, fucking, blah, like slashing themselves and shit. No, you don't. You don't. Nobody's like that. But it's symbolism. Blood rituals. Prick your finger, put some blood in it, because the life is in the blood. You want me to quote what scripture that is, too? Oh, it's about DNA. Oh, fuck, it's not. It goes back to the book of Jasher, that Pharaoh getting told to put children's blood on his wounds to heal it. Life in the blood. It's pagan. So anyways, after, okay, notification. Anyway, so after that happens, then when he calls upon it, it says they do that for like 2 days and nothing happens. And he's like taunting them. That's why I like it. I like some stuff in the Bible. Stuff in the Bible has some cool shit. He says like, hath he gone a venture? He's like, yo, where's your God at? Is he gone? yo, what's up? Is he asleep? Which that goes to the ball cycle, which shows he knew about Canaanite religion and stuff. How else did he know about it? Because it came from it. But it was something called the ball cycle, and it was like he was a dying and rising God, and sometimes he wouldn't rise, and that would mean it was going to be a bad crop. So this is why he said, "Doth he sleepeth? Do he need to be awakened?" So then when he calls down, Elijah does, not only did he put water around his trench and soak it in water and shit, the second he calls, fire comes out and burns everything up. Moving, right? Especially if you don't tell it like throwing jokes in like I did. But here's why you'll hear the jokes. Would have been an amazing story. So moving. It's like 14 to read it. And I thought, man, that's really cool. And then do you know what it says? It says it killed all of them. All of them. Killed all the prophets of Baal. Pretty sure it's 500. Could have been 5,000. Who knows? I'm pretty sure it was like 500. It says it killed all of them and all their followers. Women, children, didn't matter. Now, how powerful of a story would that have been if it quit there? But it didn't. But this is also why Jesus rode on a donkey. He's not like doing symbolism with a donkey. He rode it like, no, I'm in control here, not you. I see your little set thing, you know, it's an inside joke for initiates and shit like that. But yeah, it's, you hear that he came to for redemption, right? What if there's other books that's saying that he didn't want to do what Yahweh wanted him to do? And that's why he was crucified. Why do you think he was saying, yo, why have you forsaken me? Why is this happening? Why'd you do this? You know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh was the one that had him. Plus, who here has kids? Would you kill your kid for anything? Fuck no. It's a hard no for me. Affirmative, no. Yeah, but read a little more. And it was like when he did that, because he was like, nah, I'm not going to go with it. I'm not going to preach this hate shit. That Sophia was like, boom, Holy Spirit, boom, coming out the motherfucking tomb. But he strutted out that bitch. And nearly rocked out that hoe. And this is going to be the Easter one. Jesus Millie rocking out of the tomb. But, so, where are a lot of these, oh yes, last thing, I'm going to wrap it up, but, Aleister Crowley found these Gnostic texts and stuff, particularly, interesting, and, he described knowing this knowledge as robbing yourself as king, then slaying and rising back from knowledge. Yo, Crowley, you need to calm down, bro. You've been doing too much shadow work, cuz. I mean, I get you. The demiurge is a fucked up secret of the world, but... And like I said, I didn't make this shit up. Plato didn't make this shit up. Neoplatonism? He just threw his name on it. This is just what he liked to learn. What he liked to go from. And see, this is just from the Nag Hammadi scriptures. This is from the Second Treaty of Seth. And all these things that would have been lost in the fire of Alexandria, trying to reset Yahweh again, trying to be like, oh, nope. Gonna hit y'all with that fucking the masculine, what's it called? Divine masculine always coming in was like, we're gonna kill all these people, burn all this knowledge. I bet there's a bunch of stuff hidden in Egypt that they buried so people couldn't get it to destroy it. But yeah, these are one of them. And all those Gnostic texts were saved in it. They tried to burn the Essenes, the Cathars, the Knights Templar. Shit, maybe me next. Fuck, who knows? Put an apple in my mouth and call me done then. Who gives a shit at that point? We're all burning in here though. I think it was the Gospel of Thomas, where it says that Jesus says he will gaze a fiery gaze upon the world, almost like a cleansing, like purification by fire, like nothing can hurt it because it would hit that fire like, oh shit, nope, not messing with that. This is like that ghost song that says, and you are here to burn with me. Yeah, that's what it's about. But let's try and wrap it up. This has been about Ea, or the bastardation of Ea. Because this isn't the Ea that I respect, the I am that I am. It's not the one that I know. But this is the one that a lot of them do know. So, watch what you feed your mind. If you've stayed with me this long, you're a fucking saint and a motherfucking scholar by now. By the end of these videos, you will be. I promise that. But, yeah, so y'all, keep it trippy. And seekers keep seeking. You'll find it.